Hello. In today's video, I hope to demonstrate within SAS how to change variable types, how to rename variables, how to overwrite sets, and how to drop variables. It's a short video, so we're only going to cover each topic briefly, but I think that by watching this, you should come away with a greater understanding and mastery of the subject. So I've gone ahead and I've imported a data set prior to beginning the recording, and that is the old set. So as you can see here, our old set has two variables, OldVar1 and OldVar2, and each variable is a numeric variable. Now what we want to do together is we want to create a new set from the contents of our old set, and we want each variable within the old set, that being OldVar1 and OldVar2, we want each of those variables to be converted to a character type variable. So by using the put function, OldVar1 will be modified to be a character variable, and it will be stored in FixedVar1. OldVar2 will also be modified to a character variable, and that modified variable will be FixedVar2. We're then going to remove the original instances of OldVar1 and OldVar2, so they don't appear in our new set. We still then are left with FixedVar1 and FixedVar2. Remember, they contain the initial values of OldVar1 and OldVar2, but as characters. We then want to take those character variables, FixedVar1 and FixedVar2. We want to rename them back to OldVar1 and OldVar2. So we have a few things going on here. We have our old set. In each case, we're taking the values of our old variables from our old sets. We're then creating new variables which contain the character version of each variable from our old set. We're dropping those old values, those old variables, but then we're taking the variables that we created, the character versions of our original variables, and we're naming them back. We're then changing the names back to the original names. So let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. So as you can see here on the left side of the screen, we now have new set. So let's take a look at that. So our new set contains OldVar1 and OldVar2 in a way in which they appeared similarly in our old set. However, in the new set, each variable, instead of being a numeric type variable, is now a character type variable. Now, I want to demonstrate something else just so you can kind of understand how this bit of code is working up here. I'm going to create a new version of the old set, and I'm going to have it overwrite our original old set. So let me get rid of this new set here. So what I want to do is I want to take our old set, which still has those two original variables in it, and I want to replace it with a copy of the original old set, which contains the original variables, OldVar1 and OldVar2, but it's also going to contain FixedVar1 and FixedVar2, which are the character versions of those variables. So up here, what we had performed is we took the OldVar1 and OldVar2, we took the values of each variable as characters, though, and stored them in FixedVar1 and FixedVar2. We then dropped the original variables, and then we renamed the new variables the name of our original variables. In this case, we're going to overwrite our old set, and we're going to have character versions of those variables, OldVar1 and OldVar2, but we're also going to maintain the original variables. So we're not doing a drop or a rename here. So let's run this. And now let's take a look at our old set. So as you can see here, by doing that, we don't have the old set. We have a new version of the old set. We have our original old set variables, and then we have a new variable, FixedVar1, and another new variable, FixedVar2. And all these variables is their character equivalents of each corresponding original variable. And in the original code that we had performed, we had created a new set, and we got rid of these two variables, and we just renamed the FixedVar1, FixedVar2, the original names. But in this case, we're keeping the original variables and we're keeping the original set name. We're just overwriting it. So I know we covered a bit, but I wanted to make sure we were able to make substantive use of your time. So I hope you enjoyed this video and took a lot away from it. If you enjoyed this content, please consider liking and subscribing. It would mean a lot. Until the next video, I will see you later.